Electric, an IBEW NECA contractor.
All right. Nice song. Love this song. It's kind of strange. I was gone for 2 Thursdays in a row, which means I didn't get to talk Guardians baseball for 2 Thursdays in a row. And then I moved into another decade. So as everybody told me, I'm 60 now, and that means I don't remember things, I guess. So anyway, I'm going to talk Guardians baseball with Bobby DiBiasio right this very second. Good morning, Bob. How are you?
Good morning, Pam, and happy birthday to you. Welcome to the 60s Club.
I like it. I think it's a pretty good club, right?
Yeah, it's absolutely awesome, except I'm near the back end of that. So I'm leaving pretty soon. Well, a few years to go.
Okay, that's all right. That's all right.
Yeah.
Well, gee whiz, let's talk about the AllStar Game because didn't the Guardians just shine, Mr. Clase?
Absolutely. I mean, our boys absolutely sparkled in Los Angeles at the AllStar Game. First and foremost, we had the top defensive play by Andres Jimenez. Jose Ramirez was the only hitter on both clubs to get 2 hits, and Emmanuel Clase, as you said, had a 10-pitch inning, 9 strikes, 1 ball. That the 3 hitters never even came close to touching the ball, throwing between 98 and 101, and 1 pitch away from an immaculate inning. I mean, our guys really did shine, and it was so fun to watch.
I mean, and who would have thunk this, honestly? When we started talking at the beginning of the season, we were just saying, okay, they're young, we're hoping for the best. And, we know the strengths, we know the weaknesses, and now we go into the second half of the season. I mean, what are you thinking as we go into the second half? What are your thoughts here?
Well, first and foremost, that it actually played out the way a lot of us hoped it would and thought it would, in terms of us, the Twins and the White Sox, being bunched together and fighting for the division title. I think most people would have said they thought that the Chicago White Sox would be in first place and it would be us and the Twins chasing them, but they struggled with some injuries and some other issues, inconsistencies that we all have. I think the only 2 teams that probably haven't had that are the Dodgers and the Yankees. Have just kept rolling along. Which is weird for us. Our starting pitching has been inconsistent, which has been the strength of this franchise for the last 10 years. So if we can get that righted for the second half of the season, I think we're going to be in a real good spot. As this young baseball team, again, I just marvel at the fact there's AAA teams that are older than us. And the fact that this young baseball team with a 23-year-old all-star at second base and Mr. Clase's 24, that these guys are growing and learning and developing. And all of a sudden in the second half of the season, they get to learn what it means to play in a pennant race for a divisional title. That kind of experience is invaluable. So, I look for us to be right in the hunt with the Twins and the White Sox, and it should be an awfully fun 3 months.
Yeah, and they're putting their feet to the fire right off the bat, right, with this road trip.
Well, yeah, it's a 10-day, 11 games, 3-city road trip. We're going to Chicago. We play 4 in 3 games. We have a doubleheader, of course, on Saturday. What's new? Always, we have 3 more doubleheaders scheduled. Hopefully that's it, the remaining of the calendar. So we have 4 games in 3 days in Chicago. Then we go off to Boston and play 4 in Fenway. And then we head to Tampa and play 3 before we head home to a nice little homestand that will have a little National League flavor with the Diamondbacks and Houston Astros coming in the first week of August. So, yeah, big way to start the second half of the season is a 3-city road trip.
So do you see the Yankees cooling off at all?
I don't. I just think they're on one of those special roles. They're incredibly talented, um, and they just feel it. I mean, that's part of the wonderful aspect of our game in terms of chemistry. I think we have it. I've always said that there's something special about a baseball team that has ridden buses together in the minor leagues, and
Yeah.
that's a lot of our guys um, have come over, have been a part of our franchise from being drafted or coming over as a draft pick as a minor leaguer. And so when you get to know a guy in a minor league clubhouse and on the buses, there's a special bond that's created. And so therefore there's a unique chemistry to the team atmosphere, that it's all about we and not about me. And I think at a place like New York, where they just buy players for the most part, Aaron Boone has actually done a good job of creating a sense of team. It's not easy to say that.
Yeah, I know.
Not many of us are fans of the big guys in New York, but they certainly can play the game of baseball. That's for sure.
Well, speaking of minor leaguers, are we going to see anybody else come up, do you think, for the Guardians?
Well, it's going to be interesting. The September call-up roster is not as large as it used to be. There's a limit to how many you can bring up in September, so that'll be interesting. I also think that it's imperative, I believe, from Tito and Chris Antonetti and Mike Chernoff's perspective, that we give the kids that we have as many at-bats and experience this pennant race as much as they can. So you don't want to take away playing time from this group who, we want to see grow and develop and how they handle this sort of thing. So it's going to be interesting to see what transpires when the September rosters are expanded. But I think our guys truly need to see this current group of young guys get as many plate appearances and innings on the mound as possible.
All right. They come home in 10 days.
Yeah.
So get to clevelandguardians.com and get some tickets to cheer them on, because this is going to be fun. I can feel it. It's going to be fun.
Yep. The last 2.5 months of the season, we put ourselves in a position to have a whole lot of fun, to have meaningful games. And I think that's really all fans can ask is, hey, are you going to produce and construct a baseball team that's going to give us meaningful games from the start of the season, but especially when the second half starts, that we're in the fight to win a division title, and we're there.
Sounds good. Well, we'll talk again soon, Bob. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you, birthday girl. Take care.
And now coming in at number 1.